We are going to start with our writing intention. Today is 10-8, and today as a writer I'm working on editing. You all have been working so hard on your story. We only have one more step before publishing. Today as writers, we are going to edit our story using a checklist. I'm going to show you what this should look like as you edit your story. It says My Editing Checklist. I have ending punctuation for every sentence. I've capitalized the first word in every sentence, proper nouns, and important words and titles. I have made paragraphs to organize my writing. I have checked for and corrected spelling errors. I have used quotation marks and commas to show when someone is speaking. Going through my checklist, I do one thing at a time. So the first thing I'm going to look at is my ending punctuations for every sentence in my story. As I look at my story, I'm going to read it. It was a bright sunny day. My mom yelled for me to come downstairs for breakfast. I could smell she made chocolate chip pancakes. Looking at this, well, first off, I think I need to add 2 periods. One after my mom yelled for me to come downstairs for breakfast, and another one after I could smell she made chocolate chip pancakes. Again, this one is just an example. So after I finished the first one, I have ending punctuation for every sentence. I need to make sure, again, I read my whole story and check where I need periods, question marks, or exclamation points. I will then look at my checklist, and once I have finished the first part, I will check it if I have an ending punctuation for every sentence. If I can't check it, I need to make sure that I have punctuation for every sentence so I can check it. Now I'm going to go down to the next one. I've capitalized the first word in every sentence, proper nouns, and important words and titles. After every punctuation, period, exclamation point, or question mark, I need to capitalize the first word in the sentence that comes after that. As I read this example, I went to the grocery store with my mom. She let me pick one piece of candy. I notice after I have my period after mom, I need to capitalize the S in she, because that's the start of a new sentence. Once I went through and capitalized the first word in every sentence, proper nouns, or any important words and titles, I may check that box. The next thing down on my editing checklist is I have made paragraphs to organize my writing. In our last grammar lesson, we talked about paragraphs, so you all should have your symbol next to where you needed to start your paragraphs. So you will reread your story and make sure you have the paragraph mark of where your next paragraph should be. When you have finished doing that, you may make another check mark. Next on our list is I've checked for and corrected spelling errors. You're going to read your story and check for incorrect spelt words. You will circle them. You'll get a little booklet of a little dictionary, and you can write new words of how you can spell them by looking them up in a dictionary, or some words are already in this little dictionary that you will be getting. When you think you have corrected all of the spelling errors, you may make another check mark. The last thing on our checklist is I have used quotation marks and commas to show when someone is speaking. You're going to read your story one last time. Look for dialogue in your story. When someone is speaking, you need to make sure you have quotation marks to show that somebody is talking. Once I've gone through that, I may make my last check mark. Once your checklist is complete, we are going to be partner checking. You're going to get with your partner and swap stories. And your partner is going to edit their checklist for your story. So we're going to look down the list. The first one, my partner has ending punctuation for every sentence. Make sure that in their story they have a period, exclamation point, or a question mark. After that is my partner has capitalized the first word in every sentence, proper nouns, and important words and titles. Then, my partner made paragraphs to organize my writing. My partner checked for and corrected spelling errors. My partner used quotation marks and commas to show when someone is speaking. You will have to read through their story to make sure they have all of these that you can check off. I know you all have this question. What do I do when I'm all finished? Well, you will be able to free write. Let's make sure we show great partnership as we work with our partners. First thing you're going to do is check off your checklist, and then you're going to find your partner and switch stories, and then do a checklist for their story. Are there any questions? Remember, after we do this, our next lesson is going to be on publishing our story, so we want to make sure we have this all finished.